This video is all about the origins of humanity, starting with the evolution of primates. Primates are an order of mammals that include lemurs, bush babies, monkeys, apes, and humans. Non-human primates are found in subtropical and tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and South America. Understanding primates helps us to understand ourselves. Primates have adaptations for an arboreal lifestyle, and thus all members descend from tree-dwelling organisms. The following are characteristics of all primates: hands with opposable thumbs, as well as feet for grasping and climbing, and claws modified into nails. A rotating shoulder joint, which allows for more flexible movement of the arms for swinging between branches. Stereoscopic vision, with eyes both facing directly forward, providing us with greater depth perception, gauging distance. Primates also tend to have one offspring per pregnancy and have a tendency to want to hold the body upright. Humans are the only true bipedal primates. Primates are divided into two clades: Strepsirini, meaning turned-nosed, also wet-nosed, and that includes the prosimians such as bush babies, patos, lemurs, and lories. This group tends to be nocturnal, with large olfactory centers and a smaller brain size. This group can also make their own vitamin C, while the other group, such as ours, has to get it from our diet. Haplorhines, meaning simple-nosed, also dry-nosed, include the simians, which are the New World monkeys, Old World monkeys, apes, and humans. This group is mostly diurnal and have complex color vision. The first primate-like mammals were similar to squirrels and tree shrews in size and appearance and first appeared 85 million years ago, although more primate-like mammals began to show around 65 million years ago. The first true primates rose 55 million years ago in the Eocene epoch and resembled modern-day lemurs. Early primates exhibited larger brains and eyes and smaller noses. Anthropoid monkeys, meaning human-like, evolved from prosimians, the lemurs, bush babies, and tarsiers, 50 million years ago in the Oligocene epoch. By then, monkeys have been found in both the Americas and Africa and Asia. It is still a mystery how these two groups arose, given that Old and New World drifted apart before this time. Some posit the idea of land bridges and/or drifting log rafts sending Old World monkeys to the New World. New World monkeys, called Platyrrhini, have a broad nose with nostrils facing outwards. To date, all New World monkeys are still arboreal. Most have a prehensile tail to assist with climbing. Old World monkeys, called Catarrhini, have a narrow nose that points downward. They consist of both arboreal and ground-dwelling species, and most have reduced or no tail and have thick skin on their butts. Apes evolved from Old World monkeys in Africa about 25 million years ago. Apes had the following characteristics that differ them from monkeys. They have a much larger body size with no tail, except for a tailbone, and while capable of moving in trees, they are mostly ground-dwelling, and when walking on all fours, they use their knuckles while monkeys use their palms. Apes have an even larger brain proportional to their body than monkeys and are much more intelligent. Apes can be divided into two groups: family Hylobatidae, or the lesser apes, which include the gibbons and siamangs; family Hominidae, or the great apes, which include the chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, gorillas, and humans. All but humans are endangered species, and this is alarming since they are the last living clue to our own evolution. Gibbons are smaller than the great apes, with longer arms for swinging in trees. There are three species of orangutan: genus Pongo, found only in Borneo and Sumatra of Indonesia. Males have large cheeks and throats when mature. Orangutans primarily eat fruit. There are two species of gorilla. Both are found in Central Africa. Males are twice the size of females, with older males turning gray as they age. We call them silverbacks. Gorillas primarily eat foliage. Chimpanzees and bonobos are both in genus Pan and are the closest living relatives to humans. We diverged from our common ancestor 5 to 7 million years ago, and while bonobos and chimpanzees diverged 2 million years ago with the formation of the Congo River. which is significantly large to cause allopatric speciation between these two species. Chimps have less hair than bonobos, have deeper voices, and are known to be much more aggressive towards others. Bonobos have higher voices, more hair, and are not known to be as aggressive towards others. But just like humans, both species are omnivorous. So humans are part of family Hominidae, alongside all of the great apes. Humans are the only surviving hominin, as many other hominins evolved from 6 million years ago to present. Humans and other hominins differed from other great apes by being truly bipedal with a fully opposable thumb that can touch the pinky, a significantly larger brain than other great apes, although we know some don't seem to use it very well. And before we begin, that famous ape-to-human evolutionary image is false. Don't treat each species we discuss as a progression towards humanity, but as markers along the way. Like all other life, evolution is highly branched and not linear. And because these fossils date back so far, it is difficult at this time to discern if any of these fossil finds are direct ancestors to modern humans. However, they were human-like primates. The oldest hominin fossil was discovered in 2001 to 2002 in the African country of Chad and is dated to 7 million years ago. This is not a direct ancestor to our species, but a biological cousin to our ancestor. The next one was discovered in 2000 and is dated to 6 million years ago. This has more modern human features, but the details are still unclear. In the 1990s, this was discovered and dated to be 4.4 million years ago, and like humans, were bipedal. Australopithecus evolved in eastern Africa 4 million years ago and went extinct 2 million years ago. This is thought to be the genus that gave rise to genus Homo, which is our genus. Although it shares more similarities to the other great apes, such as smaller brains than humans and significant difference in sexual dimorphism, meaning the males being twice as big as females. Regardless, Australopithecus was fully bipedal. Of particular interest is Australopithecus Afarensis, which lived between 3.9 to 2.9 million years ago and had a reduced jaw size compared to other great apes, with smaller canines and molars, which are still bigger than ours. There is also a reduction in the skull, brow, and muzzle as compared to the great apes, with a larger cranium, which are all patterns that we see continually in modern humans. The most complete fossil is that of Lucy, discovered by Donald Johanson, who was a curator of the Cleveland Museum of Natural History at the time. It is 40% complete and is currently on display in Ethiopia, with some of her bones going on tour. Paranthropus represents a branch tip or a dead end on the tree of life. This species existed between 2.5 and 1 million years ago. Their skulls show some differences, especially having a more robust molars, indicating a much more vegetarian diet. These are not the ancestors to humans, but rather a biological cousin. Our genus first arose 2.5 to 3 million years ago, with Homo habilis being the oldest example, although another Homo fossil has been since discovered and may be much older. Homo habilis had a smaller jaw and a larger brain, but with longer arms. The name translates into handyman, as it was first documented use of tools. Tool usage is considered a sign of intelligence in the animal kingdom. Homo erectus appeared 1.8 million years ago, and like other Homos, they originated out of East Africa, but migrated outwards. They were much larger in size to Homo habilis, and similar to our size and having less of a degree of sexual dimorphism. The brains were larger, and they had downward-facing nostrils like modern humans. This likely arose as a way to combat cold air, allowing the air to be warm before moving to the lungs, allowing many Homo species to survive colder climates. There is evidence that Homo erectus used fire, hunted, and had a home base. They died out about 50,000 years ago. Homo erectus was our direct ancestor, giving rise to other Homo species such as Homo rhodiensis and Homo neanderthalensis. Neanderthal human DNA can be found in the majority of the population, meaning our population, indicated that at one time we interbred with them. Early Homo sapiens arose from Homo erectus 500,000 years ago. They had similar brains to ours, but a much thicker skull, prominent brow ridge, and a receding chin. Modern humans likely arose in East Africa from Homo erectus before migrating out. 100,000 years ago, groups of modern humans migrated outwards and replaced many Homo erectus colonies. Probably killed them because we're sadistic like that. Two ways to study ancient Homo sapiens is to use mitochondrial DNA, which can only be inherited from the mother. The other is to look at the Y chromosome, which can only be passed from father to son. All men today inherited a Y chromosome from a male that lived in Africa 140,000 years ago. Now that we are done with animals, we're going to move on to the last eukaryotic kingdom, which I find to be quite overlooked, yet so important: plants.